Okay, so we will continue with curvilinear motion numericals. Okay, in last numerical, we had calculated position, velocity, and acceleration. Okay, now this question, it was asked in exam for 4 marks. That is why we didn't calculate angle. Okay, but this answer will be complete only if you calculate angles. So here some angles are shown. For velocity, x component, it is negative. So this will be direction of velocity. Vx is minus 7 meter per second. Vy, it is minus 24 meter per second. So downward Vy, it is minus 24 meter per second. Okay, so net velocity, this velocity we have calculated 25 meter per second. So this will be 25 meter per second. So tan theta v is equal to Vy upon Vx. So from here we can get theta v, which is 73.74 degree. So angle of this velocity with respect to horizontal, it is 73.74 degree. And next, if you consider acceleration, x component of acceleration is minus 8 meter per second square and y component is minus 6 meter per second square. Okay, so net acceleration, it is 10 meter per second square, and from here tan theta a is ay by ax. We can calculate theta a, which is 36.87. So angle of acceleration with x axis, it is 36.87 degree. So this will complete the answer. Okay, we'll see the next numerical. A particle travels on a circular path whose distance traveled is defined by, so equation is given, s is equal to 0.5 t cube plus 3t meter if total acceleration is 10 meter per second square. Okay, so total acceleration is given as 10 meter per second square at t equal to 2 seconds. Find radius of curvature. Okay, so we have to calculate rho. Now how to calculate rho? We can calculate it from either rho equation or normal component equation. Okay, normal component of acceleration. An is v square upon rho. Okay, so here s is given, so we can calculate velocity from that, and from there we can calculate acceleration, tangential acceleration, and total acceleration is given over here, 10 meter per second square. So tangential acceleration is known, total acceleration is known, we can calculate an, and from an, which is equal to v square by rho. Rho is what? Radius of curvature. We can calculate rho. Okay, so this will be our approach. So this will be velocity is equal to ds by dt. Differentiate this equation, we will get 1.5 t square plus 3. Okay, now what is the time given? At 2 seconds. Okay, we will calculate what is the velocity. Okay, why? Because we have to find radius of curvature if total acceleration is 10 meter per second square at t equal to 2 seconds. So we will calculate at t equal to 2 seconds, velocity is equal to, so v will be equal to 1.5 into t square, 2 square plus 3. Okay, so from here we will get velocity as 9 meter per second. What will be acceleration then? We have to differentiate this velocity equation with respect to time to calculate tangential acceleration. Okay, so tangential acceleration at will be equal to dv by dt, which is equal to, differentiate this equation, you will get 3t. So at t equal to 2 seconds, what will be value of AT? Substitute AT is equal to 3 into 2, 6 meter per second square. Now AT is known at t equal to 2 seconds and total acceleration A is known at t equal to 2 seconds. So from here we can calculate AN, normal component of acceleration. So we'll write down calculation of AN. So what will be total acceleration A? It is under root of AT square plus AN square. Substitute the values. Total acceleration, it is given in question 10 meter per second square. So 10 is equal to 6 square plus AN square under root. From here we can calculate normal acceleration AN, which is equal to 8 meter per second square. Okay, now AN we have to calculate rho. Okay, so calculation of radius of curvature rho. Okay, AN will be equal to V square upon rho, and from here rho is equal to V square upon AN. What is velocity at time equal to 2 seconds? We have calculated 9 meter per second. So 9 upon 9 square divided by 8. So from here we can calculate radius of curvature rho equal to 10.125 meter. Okay, so we'll see the question again. What is the question? It is for 4 marks. A particle travels on a circular path. From here we can understand this is curvilinear motion whose distance traveled is defined by S is function of time is given. If total acceleration, so A value is given, is 10 meter per second square at time equal to 2 seconds, find radius of curvature, that is rho. So what was our approach? We differentiated this equation and calculated velocity at time equal to 2 seconds. Why? Because AN is V square by rho. Okay, so we have to calculate rho. Rho we will take on this side, AN will go in the denominator, and we have to calculate rho. Okay, in that case total acceleration is given at 2 seconds. So velocity also we will calculate at 2 seconds. So velocity we calculated, then again differentiated this equation of velocity with respect to time. So we can calculate tangential acceleration AT from there. Okay, substitute the value of time, we will get AT at time equal to 2 seconds, and from there total acceleration is under root of AT square plus AN square. We calculated AN, and then finally we calculated radius of curvature rho. Last question of curvilinear motion. We'll read the question. A particle moves in XY plane and its position is given by r is equal to this equation, where r is position vector. So what is given? Position vector of a particle in meters at time t seconds. Find radius of curvature of path. So we have to calculate rho and normal and tangential components of acceleration when it crosses x-axis again. So we have to calculate AT and AN. When the particle crosses x-axis, okay, it crosses x-axis means y is equal to what? 0. Okay, so this condition we have to use. Now this is a position vector. So this will be r equal to xi plus yj. So from here we will get x and y values. Okay, I'll write down. Position vector is given, r is equal to 3t into I plus 4t minus 3t square. Okay, we have to calculate radius of curvature, then normal acceleration and tangential acceleration. Okay, now what is x? It will be this part. Okay, so I'll write down x is equal to 3t and y is equal to 4t minus 3t square. So here we will differentiate this to calculate velocity and then again differentiate to calculate acceleration. So Vx is equal to dx by dt. This value will be 3. Again differentiate, it will be ax equal to dvx by dt equal to derivative of constant, it will be 0. Okay, next for y, vy is equal to dy by dt equal to 4 minus 6t. Then what will be ay? Again differentiate vy dvy by dt. So this will be minus 6. Okay. Now what is the condition given? When it means particle crosses x-axis again. So I'll write down when particle crosses x. So when particle crosses x-axis, y is equal to 0. Okay. So what will be time? Okay, so we have to equate it to 0, this equation. Okay, so y is 0 and what is equation of y? Y is equal to 4t minus 3t square. Substitute y equal to 0. So we will get 4t minus 3t square equal to 0. From here we will get t is equal to 1.33 seconds. So when t is 1.33 seconds, particle crosses x-axis again. Okay. Now we have to find out all these values for time equal to 1.33 seconds. Okay, we will be using that rho equation, rho equal to, I'll write down the equation later on. So at t equal to 1.33 seconds, what is Vx? Vx, it will be same, right? It is constant. So 3, Ax is 0, Vy is equal to 4 minus 6 into 1.33 equal to minus 4 meter per second. And Ay, it is constant value, minus 6. What are the units? See the given data. Time is given in seconds. What about distance unit? Position, where r is the position vector of particle in meters. So we have unit of meter and position unit is meter and time unit is in seconds. So that is why here velocity will be meter per second. Acceleration will be meter per second square, and this will be meter per second, this will be meter per second. Okay, so after calculating this, we have to calculate rho, calculation of radius of curvature rho. Okay, now what is the equation? Rho is equal to Vx square plus Vy square whole raised to 3 by 2 divided by Vx Ay minus Vy Ax. So that is why we calculated Vx, Vy, Ay, Ax. Okay, so that we can calculate radius of curvature. So all the values are calculated. Vx we have calculated Vy we have calculated, Ay and Ax is also calculated. So substitute the values. Rho is equal to 3 square plus minus 4 square raised to 3 by 2 divided by Vx 3 into Ay minus 6 minus Vy which is minus 4 into Ax which is 0. So from here we can calculate radius of curvature rho is equal to 6.94 meter. What is the next question? We have to calculate normal component and tangential component of acceleration. So how to do this calculation? We have rho value, okay, and velocity value we can calculate from this Vx and Vy. Okay, so V will be there, rho will be there, we can calculate An. What about At? At is asked, right? So we will calculate net acceleration. To calculate net acceleration, we have value of Ax and Ay. So from here we will get A. We have already calculated An, so we can calculate At. This will be our approach. So I'll write down calculation of An. How to calculate An? An is equal to V square by rho, radius of curvature. What will be V? It will be Vx square plus Vy square under root. Vx square value 3 and Vy, so Vx is 3 and Vy is minus 4. So 3 square minus 4 square. So velocity is equal to 5 meter per second. Substitute in this equation, so equal to 5 square divided by radius of curvature 6.94. So An is equal to 3.6 meter per second square. Okay, so this is one of the questions which is asked. Next we have to calculation of tangential acceleration, At. Okay, now total acceleration we can calculate. Total acceleration A is equal to under root of Ax square plus Ay square. We have rectangular components. So Ax value is 0 and Ay is minus 6. So minus 6 square. So this value will be 6 meter per second square. Okay, now acceleration is equal to At square plus An square under root. Okay, now acceleration is 6 equal to At square we have to calculate plus An is 3.6 square. An square. So from here we can calculate At tangential acceleration which is 4.8 meter per second square. We'll see the approach again of this numerical. What is given in the question? A position vector is given, and in this position vector unit of r is meter and time is seconds. So position will be meter, velocity will be meter per second, and acceleration will be meter per second square. Be careful while you are writing units. If your centimeter is given, units will change. So we wrote this position equation. Okay, from here this was x, this was y. We differentiated it twice with respect to time to calculate velocity and acceleration in x direction, and then velocity and acceleration in y direction. Okay, then condition was given when particle crosses x-axis. Okay, when particle crosses x-axis, in that case y distance will be 0. So that is why y is 0, and in y equation we substituted this 0, so we got time. Okay, now substitute this time value in Vx, Ax, Vy, Ay. Okay, and this is required where? In rho formula, radius of curvature. So we use this radius of curvature formula, substitute the values, calculate radius of curvature, and then to calculate An and At, normal and tangential components, we calculated net velocity, and rho was already calculated, so we can calculate An, and for At we first calculated net acceleration by using Ax and Ay, and since we have net acceleration and normal component of acceleration, we can calculate At. Okay, so we have completed with curvilinear motion. Okay, now we'll start with projectile motion. So we'll start with projectile motion. Now this projectile motion, it is a special case of curvilinear motion. Okay, these are few examples of curvilinear motion, projectile motion, which are shown. So here you can see in first figure, top left corner, a conveyor belt is there, and the gravel, it is falling off from the end of the conveyor belt. So it will follow which motion? Parabolic curve, and it will be projectile motion. Second example, you can see a slide is there, and this substance, it is coming down the slide and it is falling on the ground. Okay, now this material, it is also following the parabolic path. Okay, so this is also example of projectile motion, which is a special case of curvilinear motion. Then next example you can see, here the firefighter, he is directing the jet of water towards the wall. Okay, so this will be again projectile motion. Next example, a bike is there, it is traveling the hill, okay, and that racer, he will increase the speed. Okay, so it will again follow the parabolic curve, projectile motion. Same here you can see, one more example is there. Okay, this is grass cutter, it is throwing the grass in this side. Okay, so this will be again projectile motion. Then suppose there is a building, a person is there on the top of the building, on the terrace, and he is throwing a ball with velocity Va with respect to horizontal angle is theta. Okay, so this will follow a projectile motion and it will hit the ground at point B. So these are few examples of projectile motion. Okay, now what is projectile motion? So if a particle is freely thrown in air along any direction other than vertical, it will follow a curved path which is parabolic in nature. So that is called projectile motion. This motion is called projectile motion, and the path traced by the projectile is called its trajectory, neglecting the effect of air resistance. So we are not considering air resistance. When we are solving numericals, we will be looking at this numerical where air resistance is also there. Okay, that we will see in the numerical. Then projectile motion, it is combination of horizontal and vertical motion happening simultaneously. Now if you consider vertical component, gravitational force changes the vertical component of velocity. So in vertical direction there will be uniform acceleration motion if we are considering projectile motion, and horizontal component of velocity, it remains constant, so it is uniform velocity motion. So when we are considering projectile motion, horizontal component of velocity, it remains constant, so that is why uniform velocity motion. Whereas vertical component, there will be acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so uniform acceleration motion. Now we will develop general equation of projectile motion. Okay, so here you can see point O has been shown and we have x-axis and y-axis. Consider a particle to be freely thrown from point O. Okay, from point O this particle is being thrown. Now this point O, it is called point of projection. Okay, and what is the angle of this velocity u? It is tangential to this parabola. Okay, here you can see this projectile motion is there, this trajectory is there. So for this trajectory, velocity will always be tangential. Okay, so velocity is tangential and this velocity with respect to x-axis angle is theta. So theta is called angle of projection. With velocity u, so initial velocity is u and velocity of, it is called what? U is called velocity of projection. So three things are there, point O, it is called point of projection, then angle theta, it is called angle of projection, and initial this velocity u, it is called velocity of projection. Now once the particle is freely thrown, suppose we are considering in between somewhere at this location point P. Okay, what is the x coordinate of this point? X and y distance is y. Okay, so let P in bracket xy, so these are the coordinates of that P point, be the projection of particle after time t. So what we can do is now consider horizontal motion and vertical motion. Horizontal motion, it will be with constant velocity. So when velocity is constant, so if you consider this velocity of projection u, what is the angle it makes with horizontal? It is theta. Okay, so what will be x component of this? It is towards right, so it will be positive u cos theta. Angle is with respect to x-axis, so u cos theta, and vertical component, it is in upward direction and angle is with respect to x-axis, so vertical component will be plus u sin theta. Okay, now x component of velocity, it is constant. So what we can write is, okay, this displacement, what is velocity? Displacement upon time. So displacement will be velocity into time. What is displacement? X. What is velocity? X component of velocity? U cos theta. So velocity is u cos theta into time is t. So from here we can calculate time, which is equal to x upon u cos theta. Next we will consider vertical motion under gravity. Okay, now because of gravity there will be acceleration due to gravity, so I'll write down this equation, which is motion under gravity. H is equal to ut minus half gt square. G is what? 9.81 meter per second square. Acceleration due to gravity. Now in this case, what is H? H is y. Okay, so y equal to, what is vertical component? So instead of h we are writing vertical distance. What is vertical distance of this point P? It is y. So that is why I have written y over here. Now u is initial velocity. What is initial velocity? Y component, it is at this point O, u sin theta. So u sin theta into t value which we have calculated into t, and this t value we have calculated over here. So this will be this t value minus half g into again that t square. Okay, so from here what we can write? Y is equal to, in numerator we will have x sin theta upon cos theta tan theta. U will get cancelled. Minus on right on this side what we will have? Gx square divided by 2u square. Okay, and in this bracket we have 1 upon cos square theta. What is 1 upon cos square theta? 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, so in bracket we will have 1 plus tan square theta. Now this equation, it is in the form of y is equal to ax plus bx square. Okay, so this part is ax, this is a and x, and this part it will be bx square. Okay, it represents parabola, thus path of projectile is a parabola, and this equation is called general equation of projectile motion. Now we will see what are the sign conventions which we have to use while solving the derivation and the numericals. Okay, so this is point O. I have again shown the previous diagram over here. Now y with respect to point of projection, if it is in upward direction, okay, if this y it is in upward direction with respect to point O, then that y will be positive. If y it is downward with respect to point of projection, y value will be negative. Then angle theta, okay, angle of projection, okay, if that angle it is with respect to x-axis in anti-clockwise direction, it will be positive. Okay, and if that angle it is in clockwise direction with respect to x-axis, it will be negative. So these are the sign conventions which we are going to follow. Okay, now we will see few terminologies related to projectile motion. So point O is point of projection. Okay, what is U? Velocity of projection. What is point A? It is point of target. Then O to A is called range, and point B it is maximum height of projection. Now this angle theta, it is called angle of projection. Now we will see some other terminologies, like first one is time of flight. It is denoted by capital T. Okay, now what is time of flight? It is the time taken by projectile to move from point of projection, that is this point O, to point of target, that is point A. So this time it is called time of flight. Next, if you consider vertical motion under gravity from O to A, point O, which is point of projection, to point A, which is point of target. What we can write for motion under gravity? H is equal to ut minus half gt square. Okay. Now H value, point O and point A, they are at same elevation, so H value will be 0. Equal to, what is initial velocity? Initial velocity, we are considering vertical motion, so it will be u sin theta in vertical direction into time of flight minus half g into t square. What is this t square? Time of flight. So from here we can calculate time of flight, which is equal to 2u sin theta upon g. Now here please understand that we have considered point O, which is point of projection, and point A, which is point of target. Both are at same elevation. Okay, so if you are solving numerical, don't write the formula directly. Okay, you can go by the basics also. It will be better. Otherwise, there are chances that if you are directly using the formula, you might make mistake. Then next terminology, range. What is range? O to A, point of projection to point of target. This distance, x distance, it will be range. Okay, distance from point of projection to point of target is called range. Now in order to calculate range from O to A, we will consider horizontal motion. Consider horizontal motion from O to A, which is with constant velocity. So what we can write? Velocity is displacement upon time, so displacement is velocity into time. What is displacement? Range. Okay, displacement will be from O to A, which is range, denoted by r. So r is equal to v. What is this velocity? X direction velocity, it is u cos theta. So r is equal to u cos theta into, what is this time? T. Okay, now r is equal to u cos theta into time we have calculated, which is 2u sin theta upon g for that diagram, where O and A are at same elevation. Okay, point O and point A are at same elevation. So from here we can calculate range. R is equal to u cos theta multiplied by 2u sin theta upon g. Okay, so 2 sine theta into cos theta will be sine 2 theta. So final equation will be u square sine 2 theta upon g for range. Okay, now what will be the value of maximum range? It will be R max is equal to u square by g, where we are considering sine 2 theta is equal to 1. So from here we can calculate angle 2 theta will be sine inverse 1, which is 90, and theta will be 45 degree. So when this angle of projection theta, it is 45 degree, in that case range is maximum. So this distance OA, it will be maximum when this angle of projection theta is at 45 degree. Now one more method is there by which we can calculate this R value. What is that? We will use general equation of projectile motion. Y equal to x tan theta minus g x square by 2u square in bracket 1 plus tan square theta. So what is y distance? If you consider point O and point A, both are at same plane. Okay, y distance is 0 for both the points. So y is 0 equal to x tan theta can be written as sin theta upon cos theta minus g x square upon 2u square, and 1 plus tan square theta is 1 upon cos square theta. So take this term on left hand side, take this term on right hand side, and calculate from here x square value. Okay, so x square is this value is equal to this 2u square. It will go on right hand side, 2u square sin theta, cos square theta will go on right hand side, divided by cos theta. So 2 sin theta cos theta upon g. So we have calculated x, that x itself, it is what? Range. So 2 sin theta cos theta is sin 2 theta. So range or x, it will be equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. So in both the ways you can calculate range. Next we will see what is the validity of these equations which we have derived. So r is equal to u square sin 2 theta upon g, and time of flight is equal to 2u sin theta upon g. Above two formula are applicable when point of projection and point of landing are at same elevation. So these two equations, they were derived when point of projection and this target, point of target, they are at same elevation. Now we will see what is this H max. Now observe this diagram. At point of projection, x component of velocity is u cos theta, which remains constant throughout the trajectory. So you can see at point B also x component is u cos theta, whereas there is acceleration due to gravity in y direction. Okay, that is why y component of velocity, it changes continuously. So initially velocity y component will be more and it goes on decreasing, and here y component is 0, and then again it will start increasing when it travels from B to A. So when projectile reaches to its maximum height at point B, vertical component of velocity at point B becomes 0. Why? Because there is acceleration due to gravity. So what we can write, we will analyze motion from O to B. Okay, so consider vertical motion from O to B under gravity. Why from O to B? Because we have to calculate H max. We will use uniform acceleration motion equation for this O to B. Okay, so V square is equal to U square minus 2gh for motion under gravity. This will be negative. Now final velocity, y component. Remember that we are analyzing for vertical motion. So y component will be what? 0. Here you can see y component V is 0 at point B. Equal to what is U? Initial component. Okay, initial velocity U, it will be in vertical direction u sin theta. Okay, so u square sin square theta minus 2g, and what is the total height here? H max. So from here we will get H max, which is equal to u square sin square theta upon 2g. Next we will see for vertical motion and horizontal motion, vertical motion we have uniform acceleration motion, and horizontal motion we have uniform velocity motion. So what are the different equations? We will see that. Okay, so if you consider acceleration, okay, now for horizontal motion, acceleration is 0. Why? Because this is uniform velocity, so ax is 0. What about ay? Ay will be equal to minus g because it is motion under gravity. Next we will see this equation, velocity equation. Okay, so what will be velocity for uniform acceleration motion in y direction? Okay, so Vy equal to Uy plus Ay into t. So Vy will be equal to Uy. What is this Uy? It is plus u sin theta, which we are seeing in the diagram. Okay, so this will be plus u sin theta minus acceleration due to gravity is g into t. What about velocity in x direction? It is constant. Okay, so Vx is equal to ux, and what is value of ux? It is u cos theta. So Vx is equal to u cos theta. Now we'll see displacement equation. Okay, displacement for variable acceleration motion is ut plus half at square. Now we have to apply this equation for motion under gravity and in vertical direction, right? So y is equal to, instead of s we are writing y. Okay, so y is equal to uy t plus half ay t square. So y is equal to, what is uy? It is u sin theta into t, and acceleration due to gravity is minus g. So minus half g t square. What about x? X will be speed is equal to velocity is displacement upon time. So x will be velocity into time. And what is ux? It is u cos theta. So x is equal to u cos theta into t. And last equation we will consider for variable acceleration motion, v square equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, now we have to use this equation for vertical motion. So we will write vy square is equal to uy square plus 2ay y. Okay, now Vy square is equal to, what is Uy? Initial y velocity u sin theta. So u sin theta square, and acceleration due to gravity is minus g. So minus 2gy. Now I have a question for you. At which location radius of curvature will be minimum? Okay, if you see this projectile motion from 0 to A, at which location of the curve that radius of curvature will be minimum? So projectile motion is a special case of curvilinear motion. Now understand this example. We have point O, which is point of projection, and x and y axis are shown. Okay, now when particle it is traveling along the trajectory, we have shown three cases. Okay, this will be point 1, this is point 2, and this point is point 3. Now at point 1, for all the points, velocity will be tangential to the trajectory. So here you can see velocity is tangential to the path. Okay, here also tangential, and for this point also here you can see it is velocity is tangential to this curve. Then tangential acceleration, it will also be tangent to the curve. Now acceleration due to gravity we have shown everywhere. Okay, so here you can see net acceleration A is 9.81 meter per second square in downward direction. Here also you can see A is equal to AN. So here tangential acceleration is 0. Why? Because at this location y component of velocity becomes 0. Okay, and velocity is constant. So here dv by dt, it is 0. So tangential acceleration is 0 at this location, point 2. So net acceleration A, it is equal to only normal component of acceleration, which is equal to 9.81 meter per second square. Okay, and at point 3, again acceleration due to gravity, it is acting in downward direction. Okay, so A will be 9.81 meter per second square. Now acceleration, if you consider from O to A, acceleration due to gravity, it is actually reducing the velocity. Okay, then only at this location y component of velocity it will become 0. So here initially y component of velocity it is u sin theta. Then because of this acceleration due to gravity, its velocity goes on reducing. Now we have discussed this that an, which is normal component, it acts towards the center of the curvature. So for this portion of the curvature, an is acting towards the center of the curvature. For this portion, an is again acting towards center, and for this part also, an is acting towards center. Now this acceleration, it is reducing the vertical velocity. So that is why here you can see it is in this direction. Okay, so this is A, this is an, and this will be AT, tangential. So if you consider AT and an, resultant is in between acceleration. You can see it in that way also. Okay, now here in this case AT is 0 and an is equal to A, which is downward. And for third point, an is directed towards center, net acceleration, it is downward acceleration due to gravity. So tangential acceleration will be in this direction. Then only AT and an will be in this direction, main acceleration. Okay, so net acceleration will be downward only if AT is in this direction. Okay, so from here what we can say, in projectile motion, net acceleration due to gravity, that is g, is 9.81 meter per second square in downward direction. Hence AT and an are components of net acceleration, which is acceleration equal to g, 9.81 meter per second square downward. Now velocity for all the points, if you see, okay, all the 3 points, velocity is tangential to the path. What will be radius of curvature? Rho. Rho will be v square upon an. What is an? V square upon rho. So radius of curvature is v square upon an. Now if you see an, it is maximum, in which case acceleration will become equal to an. So an is maximum at point 2. So at this location, if an is maximum, now see this, observe this equation. Radius of curvature is equal to v square upon an. So if an is maximum at point 2, then this denominator is maximum. What will be radius of curvature? It will be minimum. Okay, so that is why radius of curvature will be minimum at topmost point of projectile. So at point 2, radius of curvature will be minimum. Since normal component of acceleration is equal to net acceleration, which is equal to g equal to 9.81 meter per second square downward. So what will be rho mean? It will be v square upon an, which is 9.81. So here we have completed theory part of projectile motion. In next lecture we will be starting with numericals of projectile motion.